Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here with us for the monthly update on the Hedge Invest Numer Credit Fund for the month of August 2018. August was a positive month for us. We were up at around 50 basis points, or half a percentage point. It was a quite illiquid month, so it was relatively difficult, but most of the opportunity we had in the event space work out okay. So there was a positive performance. In particular, the trades on Shire work out relatively well. Bayer, which was a short credit exposure that we built after the acquisition of Monsanto, based on the fears of the leverage, increased leverage, and then potentially also legal liabilities coming from Monsanto, played out relatively well. And then we ended up using equity to capture some of the profitability in our shorts on the credit side. Overall, event was the major performers. Away from that, on the government bond side, obviously risk-free assets had a very strong month, so our kind of negative exposure there suffered a bit. On the periphery side, our main focus was on Greece, where we thought there could have been a decent chance of Greece being incorporated into the QE program. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so we had to reduce the exposure, and the shorts we had on other peripheral names, especially Spain and Portugal, actually worked against us, so there was a bit detrimental in terms of performance. Away from that, on the corporate side and financial side was relatively mixed, but without any substantial highlights to mention. Market-wise, I think we're entering into a relatively binary state here. There is plenty of concerns, some of that priced by the market, some of them overpriced maybe, such as Italy and the risk of a budget explosion. We think Italy will be relatively fine, will be very much more moderate than the market has been fearing until now. So while emerging market is probably getting to a point where quite a lot of fears are priced, our major concerns remains the withdrawal of the monetary stimulus from the Fed and ECB and the cumulative impact that that will have on risky assets, although that could actually pan out over the next few months, not in the immediate future. Away from that, obviously, the immediate trigger that we see as very relevant here is the trade war and the confrontation between US and China, and how is that going to interact with the midterm election. Overall, we remain very cautious, very opportunistic. We think there is a decent chance for a proper market correction in case trade war gets out of control, the Fed is too aggressive, and then potentially we have more redemption dynamics similar to the one we've seen around some of the big asset managers over the month of August. Alternatively, we could also be in a situation where, especially in Europe, the Italian picture is improving, like we think it is, and then there is a decent amount of demand for European credit and European assets into the year-end. So quite binary, remain very opportunistic, very cautious overall. We spend a little bit of money here and there on optionality, trying to protect the book, but we are ready to go either way, much more aggressively in case the market becomes a little bit more directional from here. With this, I thank you, and I hope to update you very soon for the month of September. Thank you very much.